Well, good afternoon, and that, and all, and two, in addition to everything else, and all that crap. Welcome to episode 113 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with SaleenDriver, me. The longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream in all of YouTube. The show, hang on, just do one or two quick things. Hang on, make sure I'm fully ready to go here. Already with the soccer crap, we're starting up. Okay. The show about nothing in particular. Yes, that's right. It's episode 113 of this extravaganza that some people remember is actually happening and some people don't. You never know. I did miss a lot of shows in 2022. Hopefully in 2023 I'll do better. Let's see. Ballard from Ballard Sports Media is in. He was the first guy in. Let's see. Matt is here. Ramajama Taylor. You can figure out who your team is. Colby is here with his purple watch and his soccer emojis, which, yeah. Let's see. Albert Sancho, good to see you. Yep, we did beat Iran. Whoopee. I don't like soccer. I really don't. I find the sport to be boring, pretentious, and full of flop artists. They even make the NBA look manly by comparison. So I just never could understand a game where you play 90, 100, 110 minutes of running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the score at the end of the game, is it the same as at the beginning of the game? 0-0 or 0-0 or 0-0 or whatever. I just, and you know, what's and then no shootouts at the end of these games, no overtime, no nothing. You just you run around for an hour and a half or longer, and you got no score at the end of the game, and you just say, okay, see you at the pub, and go hit the showers. I mean, that's like dry humping. That doesn't mean anything. What the hell happened? You spent how many hundreds of dollars on a ticket and thousands of dollars to get there, and big bucks on beer and food and hotel and everything, and your team goes out and plays on international television and goes nothing, and they call that a game? This is a sport? Boring. Dry humping. It's the sporting equivalent of blue balls. Battle Angel, you can't relate to blue balls, I'm sure, but the men in here can relate to the term and the effect of blue balls. Soccer is the ultimate blue ball sport. But good to see you, Battle Angel. Yeah, a lot of Americans don't like soccer. A lot of Americans do like soccer, and that's fine. If you like soccer, I'm happy for you. If you find joy in a bunch of men in the short pants running up and down a field, and every time somebody just goes like this to them, they go, ah! And act like they've been shot. If that's your idea of sport, God bless you. It isn't my idea of sport. It's my idea of theater, comic theater at that. Albert Sancho, you had me agreeing with you at baseball and golf, but then you had to go and take that NASCAR shot, didn't you? Well, that's fine. People think auto racing is boring, and that's fine too. I find auto racing to be very exciting. And there's a winner at the end of the race. At the end of the race, you know who won. At the end of a soccer game, and you're tied, there's no ties in auto racing. There's always a way to determine a winner. Big Vol Daddy. How you doing? Yeah. I was comparing soccer to dry humping. That's my particular brand of humor. Alabama keeps losing players. This is bullshit. No, this is not bullshit, Bowd. This is the end of the year. Bunch of players are going to quit. I'm going to get into that in a minute. I got things to say about that. This is not BVD TV. This is live with SaleenDriver. You want BVD TV, go over to BVD's channel. And there you go. Point. Now, I don't care about point systems. It doesn't matter. What matters to me is the game in front of me. The game in front of me starts at the beginning of the game 0-0. At the end of the game ends 0-0. Then you've accomplished nothing for 90 minutes or whatever time you're running up and down the pitch, the field, the whatever. If you start and you end in the same place, you didn't do anything. My opinion. That's all. Well, BVD, that's sort of damning NASCAR with faint praise, but I'll take it. Pardon me. Raj. Yes, BVD TV does have great sponsorship, and I'm up for I've got it written down on my calendar right here. I'm pointing to my calendar right over there. I got it written down to renew my sponsorship. Let's see. Yeah, Ballard brings up another good point. I'd rather talk about that than soccer. I don't want to talk about soccer. Soccer is dead sport to me. But now we're getting, except for the conference championship games, which are this weekend, we're getting into the part of the season where it's certainly going to start to be bowl time. And you're going to see a lot of players sit out the bowl games. And we've had this discussion multiple times over several years about players opting out. And I'm with Lou on this one and others. You're not opting out, you're quitting. The university gave you a scholarship. They paid your tuition. They paid for your books. They fed you. They clothed you to a certain extent. They gave you a place to live. They gave you a multi-$1,000 education, and they gave you an opportunity to play football at the college level. You owe them a full season, and that includes the fucking bowl game. If you leave before the bowl game, unless you're injured and you can prove you're injured, you quit. And you should be, and this is my opinion, I've said this before, you should be required to pay the university back for the year. Maybe not all the years that you had at the university, but the last year, 2022, you should be required to pay them back for the money they invested in you if you quit before the season is over. Unless you're legitimately hurt. You owe the university X number of thousands of dollars for room, board, tuition, books, medical treatment, etc., etc. You made money, especially if you got the NIL money. You made money off of the university. And yes, the university made money off of you, but there was a tacit agreement. They give you the means to play and you play. That was the agreement. You play the season. If you quit during the bowl game, if you quit before the bowl game, you broke your contract with the university, and you should be required to pay back the university for what they invested in you. Now, Florida, believe it or not, is going to go to a bowl game. I believe we are projected, and let the, put the jokes in, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Florida's projected to go to the Birmingham Bowl. Yes, I know it's a shit bowl. It's pointless. A part of me thinks that UF should probably decline the invitation and just stay home. But, it's an extra few weeks of practice. You can work new players into the system. It's another game on the resume, et cetera, et cetera. And it looks like we're going to play Memphis. I mean, that's a projection. Nothing is official yet. But the projections I saw was UF is going to the Birmingham Bowl and they're playing Memphis. Memphis will probably beat us because no defense. Where was I going with this? We already know that Vontrell Miller, one of our best defensive players, is not going to play. He's done. He's like a sixth-year senior. He's quitting, and he's going to sit his fat, happy ass on the couch. There's a rumor that AR-15 thinks he's NFL ready. No. As I said in my video from yesterday, my walking and talking, not only is Anthony Richardson not National Felons League ready, he's not. He needs to stay for 2 more years, graduate, shave his head, shave his beard, get his face altered, re-enroll as a freshman under the name would be what? Richard Anthonyson. Re-enroll and try out for the team and play 4 more years at UF before his happy ass is ready for the National Felons League. That man is not ready for the next level. Hell, he's not even ready for this level. But, yeah. If you're not playing in your bowl game and you're not injured, you're a quitter. And you should be treated as such. Tim Tebow didn't quit. Now, let's see. CJ's here. Good to see you. Exactly, CJ. He doesn't care for soccer either because it can end in a tie. Yeah, and Colby's decided he's going to be the official commentator for the Argentina game, whoever the fuck they're playing. BVD says quitters never prosper unless they quit and run to the No Fun League. Floridian's here. Good to see you, sir. Ballard was starting to sing Sweet Home Alabama because Florida's going to the Birmingham Bowl. That's terrible. Let's see. Floridian says War Eagle. That's a good way for me to time him out, but I'll leave him alone. BVD says, oh, wow, if you go to the Birmingham, make sure you take a 5th of liquor and a joint. I'm not going to fucking Birmingham. I've been to Birmingham. When I used to live in Atlanta, my roommate's at the time live-in girlfriend, her mom lived in Birmingham, and he would drag me over to Birmingham so he could, shtup his girlfriend in Birmingham, and I get to sit in the other room with her with her slut mother and keep her company. No thanks. How am I feeling about signing day with Billy Napier? I don't know. I don't follow recruiting that well. Probably, I've heard that he's done some good recruiting, and we should have a decent class. But we'll see what happens on signing day. I don't know. Yeah, Auburn picked up Hugh Freeze. That should be fun to watch. Steve Pearson's here. Good to see you, sir. Vic Tube's here. Good to see you, sir. What bowl game is Tennessee projected to go to if they don't make the playoffs? Which, who knows? Tennessee still might be able to get in. I don't know. It's probably a scenario somewhere. But if they don't, I guess Tennessee's going to the Sugar Bowl. Let's see. Jason, Design Atelier, is here from Aruba. Good to see you. BVD says Orange or Cotton Bowl. Yeah, I bet they probably end up. I thought they might end up in the Sugar Bowl. I don't know why they wouldn't end up in the Sugar Bowl. Well, let's see here. I'm going to drop the link to the yard. Hopefully somebody will come in here and hang out with me, or a few somebodies. Traveling Fools is here. Let's see. Albert Sanchez says Tennessee's going to the Sugar Bowl versus Kansas State. That should be fun to watch. Uncle Lou's here and has already started in with the Tennessee hate. I don't know. All right, somebody in the background, got to turn your camera on so I can make sure it's you and not a naked putz. There's Chris.
What's up, Saleen?
Oh, Hufflebilly Paws in here. Hey, good to see you, sir. Oh, doing my thing on Wednesday.
There you go.
So if Florida comes to Birmingham, you're going to go watch them?
Probably not in person, although that would be really cool to check out the new stadium. But, I mean, I watched the game on television for sure.
VicTube is here.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to think about whether or not, I mean, if they make a bowl, I mean, it's not really if they make a bowl game, but, whichever bowl game they get, am I going to live stream it, or am I just going to say?
Yeah, you should totally live stream the Birmingham Bowl.
No matter who they play, dude, pull for your team and show your support.
Well, yeah, but it's the holiday season. I wonder. I guess I would have time.
Yes. So the only time that I've ever been
trying to get in, but...
yeah, the only time that I've ever been to Birmingham was we had to land at the Birmingham airport, flying home from California because of bad weather around Atlanta, so we had to land in Birmingham. It's the only time I've ever been to Birmingham.
I remember your video on that, Vic. You were like, then we ended up in effing Birmingham. What's up, BBD?
Oh, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you, BBD.
Oh, it said that
I have not been to Birmingham since the mid-90s. Literally. No, actually, I take that back. I haven't been to Birmingham since before I started dating my now ex-wife. So that's before 1992.
Another good old days.
And I was summarily unimpressed with that hick town. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out.
It's not in the.
I'm sorry.
Oh wait, I thought I just saw Slim Shady Kane is in here.
All right, sure. Go ahead and be honest, Ballard. Yeah. We like it when you're honest. Yeah.
To answer your question,
living in the state of Alabama and not being from Birmingham, but I've been there quite a bit. You know, my grandparents have a house in that area, but it's really nothing much of a city. It's really not.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? What you got, BVD?
to answer your question about Tennessee's bowl, of course, all of us Tennessee fans, we'd like to go to the Orange Bowl and play either Clemson or North Carolina. But now they're saying that fucking Ohio State could sneak into the Orange Bowl, which if that happens, that would knock us down to the Cotton Bowl, where we would have to play a group of 5 team like Tulane. Nobody on fucking earth, including Tennessee fans, wants to see Tennessee versus Tulane.
Tennessee versus Tulane.
So wait, if you're getting knocked down, LSU gets the Sugar Bowl, like that's right. If they do lose,
no, I thought it said Alabama was going to get the Sugar Bowl.
Alabama would get the Sugar Bowl because they'd be the
and then Tennessee will get the Orange Bowl. Yeah,
they'd be the highest ranked team not in the playoffs. Which, Ballard, let me hear you explain why Alabama's ahead of Tennessee. Somebody give me a national explanation, and don't bring up.
I can't tell you that because we did lose to Tennessee.
I'm not on the committee.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not on the committee. You see,
The committee has a big crimson cock shoved down their throat every year.
Right, they do. Well, I think it's because Alabama lost both of their games by just 4 points, and Tennessee lost both of their games by a combined 39 points. I think that might have something to do with it.
Head-to-head just doesn't count then, I guess. Head-to-head doesn't matter. It makes no sense. I get it. Tennessee lost to a bad South Carolina team.
Yes. Really, the main reason is really because Tennessee's loss to South Carolina is more recent than Alabama's loss to LSU.
Every single statistic, every single comparison, like our common opponent, we were 3-0 against common opponents. They were 2-1. We beat them head to head. I don't care how it happened. We still beat them. Well, wait, Jalen Hyatt just scored another touchdown for Tennessee against Alabama. Right about the same time South Carolina scored another touchdown against Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Christy McVeigh just died.
Who?
Really?
I saw that news. I don't know who she is.
Who's Chris?
She was the singer for Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
She also had a great solo career.
She was a singer for Mac.
Beautiful little blonde Lilith Fair kind of looking thing.
Fleetwood Mac, that's great music.
You know what? Go watch the video. Fleetwood Mac's on the video Gypsy, and tell me that she ain't the cutest little Lilith Fair pixie thing you ever did see.
Yeah. She's in the
very pretty lady with a great voice, kind of that husky. I don't know. I guess baritone voice. I guess I don't know.
Go your own way.
Go your own way.
No, that's my favorite Fleetwood Mac song. Is "Mom, go your own way."
Yeah.
You can go your own way.
Tusk was good. Of course, they didn't do much. I liked a lot of Fleetwood Mac songs. You have to be in the right mood to listen to Fleetwood Mac, though.
Yeah.
Marijuana helps.
It has.
Yeah, have you ever listened to Fleetwood Mac on weed?
Not since college, no.
Not since college.
Damn,
I
32.
did smoke some weed in college. You know what it did for me?
Nothing.
It made me paranoid and it made me hungry.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
naturally paranoid and I'm naturally hungry. So I figure, why spend the money?
Well, I guess it doesn't have the same effect. I guess it affects different people different ways, I guess.
Battle Angels heading into Target. So blessed be the shoppers.
Yeah, good luck,
Yeah.
BA. Yeah,
Bye,
going
Uncle
to Target.
Balls they have out in front of Target.
Yeah, because I know that you can get less easy to, get lost.
Hufferbilly Paul fantasizes about Stevie Nicks. So,
all right, so I'm not supposed to put this thing back in this thing.
yes, Hufferbilly Paul. Yeah, imagine me being paranoid.
I probably
I'm trying to imagine. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine it too.
So, Florida's prospect is we're going to end up playing a Power Five, a Group of 5 team. The projection is Memphis. I mean, I know we're still a couple weeks away from finding out what the real bowl game matchups are, but Memphis. I don't even know what Memphis's record was this year.
I don't either. They had been pretty good up until I think this year, but I don't think they did too great this year. I'm not positive though. We don't give a shit about Memphis up here. That's the whole other end of the
I don't give a shit about Memphis down here except for barbecue.
Yeah.
How's your basketball? Since it's basketball season for us losers now.
Well, I mean, over the Thanksgiving holiday, UF was out in Portland, Oregon, and playing some tournament, and they went 1-2. So,
the Phil Knight thing.
Yeah, they lost to Xavier. They lost to hang on, I'll tell you in a minute. They played tonight against Florida A&M, which they're favored by like 1,000 points. So.
How about this one?
Most people would rather see Clemson than
No, they lost to West Virginia.
I'm just with you.
They lost to West Virginia by 29 points on 27th. They beat Oregon State, but they lost to Xavier by 7. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of basketball in general, but
yeah, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Profits here. I haven't seen Profit in here in a long time.
Real quick, for Tennessee, BBD, 247 projects Tennessee to play Clemson in the Orange Bowl.
That'd be great.
That'd be a good one.
I'd love to have a shot.
You went to Walmart earlier. Did you do that willingly, or were you a hostage? I mean, Jesus Christ. You're too thin to go into Walmart.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah, if you go to Walmart and you're female, you've got to weigh at least 250 pounds and be wearing either spandex or yoga pants.
And you got to be riding one of them fucking buggies that real handicapped people might need.
Yeah, I saw your picture the other day. You said your buggy broke on top of a hill.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden, like somebody pulled the plug on the battery, it just stopped, and I was like, "Oh shit!" That thing weighs like 300 pounds. So with me on it, you're looking at almost 500 pounds, and there's no way my cousin could hold on to that thing and roll me down the hill. So we called my other cousin. He came out in his trailer, picked it up. We got it back home, and it was a fucking reset button was all that was wrong with it.
Well, wow. Battle Angel, whether it was willingly or not, God bless you. Go, vaya con Dios. Mazel tov. By the way, if anyone needs ideas for Hanukkah gifts or Christmas gifts, and you're thinking about doing a watch for somebody that you love or hate, you can always ask me for help. I will be happy to help. I'll just throw that out there. I helped Battle Angel last year, and as far as I know, Lou loved his watch. Chess Hall's here.
What's up, Chess?
Chess. Oh, Chess and Ballard on the same stream, and BVD's locked up.
I bet you never thought you'd see that again, Chess and I on the same stream.
Oh, do you two get along now, or are you two still knocking
Oh,
heads?
no. Guess who did the show solo this week?
I don't know. So are you two fighting or not?
It's his time of the month. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. Get in here, Chess. Nothing like a little Chess versus Ballard for your late winter.
Neo is here. Good to see Neo. Hope LC is doing okay.
Nah, Chess and I are good. I didn't show up for the show last week because I was exhausted from a long day with work and school, and he got pretty pissed off. Then he said he wasn't doing it anymore.
Did you change shirts?
Me?
No. DVD.
Say again?
Did you change shirts?
Did I change shirts?
Didn't you have like on a white shirt just like a second ago?
Oh. Nope, same shirt.
I'm not paying attention, obviously. So never
I don't know, maybe it looked white in the light coming in from the window. I don't know.
Lou wants to know if Ballard and Chess still do videos. As far as I know, you do. I mean, you do. I've seen your videos like 2 or 3 a day, really.
Yeah.
Yes, Lou, they both still have channels. I still get alerts for videos from both of them. DVD still does videos, but he mostly does live streams. Neo says Lizard is in a lot of pain. I am sorry to hear that. I wish there was a way that we could get Lizard to be in a good place again. Here it comes. Hang on. There he is.
Oh shit.
So I'm on my period.
We all know that I still do videos. Lou,
Hey, BBD. What's up, BBD?
What's up, TikTok Chess Hall?
What's up, SaleenDriver?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm actually driving the Saleen a lot lately because my younger daughter's transmission went out. We're getting that fixed. So she took my daily driver back up to Tampa. So she's driving that thing around Tampa, and it scares the piss out of me to think she is doing that. So I've been driving the hell out of my little go-kart. I'm just having some great fun with it.
Cool.
I've already gotten 2 letters from the neighborhood HOAs.
Ballard, did you say that I was on my period, buddy?
Joking around.
Yeah. You want to talk about it? We can.
I mean, you quit the show. I mean, there's no.
I didn't quit the show. Let me ask you something, BBD. Can I ask you something?
I'll give you my best answer.
If somebody didn't show up to a show for 3 times in a row, hold on, not in a row. Sorry, 3 times, 3 times flaked on you. 1 because they fell asleep. The other 2 is because they got busy and didn't tell you they were busy. Would you still want to do a show with that person?
I was too busy to talk to you, motherfucker. I mean, I was at work.
Too busy to talk. Come on, Ballard.
I'm sure you've
Ballard.
heard of something called a job, right?
Yeah, I've heard of something called a job. Have you heard of something texting somebody and saying, "Hey, man, I'm busy. I can't do the show tonight. Let me know like 2 hours before the show." No, you didn't. And I sit there like a dumbass and did the show by myself. You know how embarrassing that is, dude?
You know how embarrassing it was for me this week? I get it.
Okay, you're unreliable. You're undependable, dude. I told you that, but I told you that I still love you and want to be your friend.
Yeah, I know.
Well, then don't say that I'm on my period when you know the real thing that happened, bud. You made me
Fair.
look like a bitch. You made me look like a bitch. That ain't right. I can show the text messages where you were like, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Don't do that. Don't do that, buddy. Don't do that. I love you. Just don't do that to me, okay?
I got
Thanks for
you.
letting me. Thanks for having me up, Saleen. Love y'all. Peace.
Hey, he said his piece.
There you
Hey,
go.
that's a circus. Lizard Neo says you're not doing well. I hope it's something that can be remedied over time, sir.
Yeah, Uncle
Nobody should be in chronic pain. That's nothing anyone really needs to have.
Do you see Uncle Lou's last comment? Laughing at you. Unreliable. I mean,
Unreliable.
You have to be real. He is one to talk.
Well,
Just saying. I mean,
real
we
quick.
need to get back into
Don't forget to click the thumbs up button for me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Also, super chat function is available if you want to use it. Help contribute to the Grail Watch Fund. And I just got informed that the chat disconnected and now reconnected. Okay. I really don't understand what's going on with YouTube lately with my live streams, but it keeps constantly disconnecting and connecting my chats.
Everybody's been having problems with YouTube the last day or two, Saleen.
Yep.
I had problems with it during my live stream of the Harvard Yale game, and during the Florida State stream.
That's nice, Slim.
Yeah, why isn't Slim come on the StreamYard? It's not like him to be not here. So, who are the top 4 teams right now?
Ranked?
Yeah, it's Georgia, Michigan,
I'm pulling it up.
USC, and TCU.
Yeah, I think it's TCU. I think is number 3, and I think USC is number 4. Michigan's number 2, and Georgia's number 1. Those were released last night. So.
Is that going to last, though? I mean,
honestly, I think all of them win this weekend. I honestly see that being our playoff.
Right.
I don't think Michigan's going to lose to Purdue. Georgia sure as hell isn't going to lose to LSU.
Uncle Lou, nice try.
Even if Georgia does lose, LSU,
Georgia's number 1.
There you go. Okay.
Georgia.
Even if Georgia loses to LSU, they still get in. Who does TCU end up playing in their championship?
They play
Kansas State.
Kansas State. Yep.
State.
That might actually be a decent game.
I'll tell you what'll be good. Clemson plays North Carolina. Purdue, Michigan will be a blowout. LSU, Georgia, I've come to accept that it's probably going to be a blowout, not an upset.
I'll do that.
I don't know. Utah lost to Florida, man. They're not any good, and they've struggled. And
Yeah, they're not that good yet. Yeah, Utah should not be ranked ahead of Washington.
I wonder if Florida will beat Utah next year.
Yeah, probably.
It's a home, isn't it?
Well, I think you have to go to their house next year. So.
That's no big deal.
So that'll probably so Utah probably will be next year.
Speaking of trouble with fucking YouTube,
You got bumped?
Yeah, and I couldn't. I was trying to comment in the chat section of your YouTube video, and every time I would click the chat, the whole screen would go gray and it wouldn't let me. So figured I'd try one more time to get in here, and I succeeded. So operator error, most likely.
Yeah, or I don't know.
South Carolina got ranked.
No
Damn.
shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should. I mean, they beat 2 top 10 teams in a row. So
Hey, but we beat them. We beat them.
that's right. You beat them. You beat them, but you only had 6 wins. So.
We're ahead of Tennessee, baby.
I don't know how that's possible, but okay.
I don't know either.
Just hold that L tightly while you're ahead of us, okay?
Yeah, hold on tight.
What I don't understand, what I don't understand, and this is just what happened to me personally after the Florida State game.
What?
I got people in my DMs. I got people on my on the groups I subscribe to.
Who's sliding?
People have been quiet for 4 fucking years, and now they're chirping at me daily.
That's
you
right.
know, where were you? 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year. Where were you?
They were
yeah, that's right. You lost. Now all of a sudden, all my classmates who are Florida State alum and Florida State fans, including my cousin, who I haven't heard from in years, all of a sudden he's chirping at me.
Yeah. So who's sliding into your DMs, Saleen?
Nobody from here. That's for goddamn sure.
So anyway, no, because they were. I think it's called being a fair weather fan, right?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, I'm still here. Law Tide is here.
It's not
What's
really
up,
fan
Law Tide?
It's more like fan
One time.
fair weather.
Law Tide one time. Hey, I got lots of people in my DMs, Lou. You just don't know. I'm a popular dude in my circles.
Really?
Oh, they already got a so they got the first bowl game announcement.
Oh, really?
What's
What
that?
is it?
Miami of Ohio and UAB in the Bahamas.
Miami.
Go Blazers.
Oh, Jesus.
Go Army.
Yeah, when is the Army Navy game? Is that not this coming weekend, but the next weekend?
It's
Yeah, I would
next week.
think
That's right. Yes, and will Cade be playing?
Yeah,
I
how's
hope
he
so.
doing?
He's a senior, so he got hurt earlier this year. But that tired.
Starting because I know that he started some games this year. But.
Yeah, I just hope he gets to play some of this game since it'll be his last.
You think Puddinhead will show up to the Army Navy game?
Puddinhead, probably. I mean, does the president usually go to the Army Navy game?
I don't know, honestly.
Was he there? Well, was he there last year?
I don't think he was.
Was Puddinhead there last year?
It's funny. I say Puddinhead, VicTube automatically knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember one time they had Trump in the broadcast booth with Vern Lundquist and Gary Danielson after he had just won the election. This was when he was president elect.
Trump and Gary Danielson
in the broadcast booth with them.
There's a sign of the apocalypse right there.
Right, Trump and Gary.
Yeah, has anybody heard from Millis?
From who?
Millis.
No,
I haven't heard from Millis in a long time.
I don't know what's up with him. I went to an Alabama game with him this year, and that was it. I don't know what's been going on with Millis.
That's right. Yeah, and then I remember when when Trump was at the national championship in 2017, right between Alabama and Georgia. Yeah.
I remember the interview he
Georgia
gave
and
after that
Alabama.
game. He said that was a hell of a game.
Yeah, and my mom Trump was there. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and then I think that I remember when Trump was hosting the Clemson football team after they won their title in 2018, and he was serving them Big Macs at the White House.
They loved it. There wasn't a Big Mac left to be found at the end of that thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny that Trump is one of the richest men in the world. He can eat anything he wants, and the man loves McDonald's.
Well, I don't know. Well, I know, but it depends on what you mean by one of. But
well, I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the.
He's got. Well, let me put it this way, Mr. Vic. He's got more money than you and I will ever have.
Yeah, he's in the 1%. Yeah.
And that ain't a bad place to be.
He's in the 1%.
And yeah, he loves McDonald's.
Actually, Uncle Lou, I do feel sorry for Tennessee fans having to lose to a podunk Georgia team.
Trump, I don't know. Trump is not really obese, but I mean,
I've seen a hell of a lot fatter roaming around.
I mean, he's probably overweight. I don't know if he's obese.
Oh, he's a pretty heavy boy. He's a pretty heavy dude.
He might be overweight. I don't know if he's obese.
Oh, Raj.
I don't know what his BMI is. Yeah, I don't know what his BMI is, so I wouldn't know.
BMI.
Yeah, body mass index. Yeah.
Somehow I knew Lou would buy into that non-story. So
okay, so Trump is medically obese. Okay. All right then.
He's a pretty stout guy, I gotta say. He could. Trump could definitely stand to lose a few pounds. That is for sure.
In his next to last year of office, George W. did 15 reps at 225.
What's 225?
225 pounds.
Okay.
He ran marathons as president.
And what was he before? He was 225.
I don't know. That man was in his at least mid 60s. So I mean, to still be able to bench 225 is pretty impressive.
You mean he could bench 225? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that he weighed 225.
Hell, I don't know what he weighed.
How you doing, Slim?
I'm doing.
Hey, was that you? Was that you at the I'm drawing a blank. Pixie and Pete's place the other day?
Frames?
Oh, you talking about at the game?
No, well, he was doing a stream or something.
Yeah, we did a couple streams while we were at Clemson. A bunch of us went to Clemson for a game.
Yeah, I thought that was
did.
That looks like Slim Shady Kane. What's he doing in South Carolina?
I went to Tater Country to go watch my football team lose.
Yeah, he went to a football game.
Aside from the obvious misery of the loss, Slim, what was the atmosphere like there?
I mean, I liked it. We went and excuse me.
Misery.
We got Alfred Billy Paul kind of gave us the dime tour around campus, and then we checked out Clemson's quote unquote downtown area, which was basically a block and a half. And then did a tour. Well, Pete didn't tell us we were doing a tour all the way around the stadium, so that That was fun.
You get to see the graveyard.
Yes, we went and took a picture of the graveyard. Yes, sir.
What is that? He told me once what that was about. Isn't it like all the top 10 teams they've beaten or something?
Well, no, like there's that, but there's an actual graveyard. I think it's on the. I want to say, if I've got my bearings right, it's the north side of the stadium.
Lou's trying to bait me. It ain't gonna work.
He's a master at it.
Yeah, we want to know. Are you, I guess you're a team DeSantis, right, Saleen?
I haven't made it. I haven't thought about that, quite honestly.
Ron DeSantis isn't going to run for president 24, so it don't matter.
He's not.
I don't think he should. No.
How do you know? How do you know he's not?
DeSantis should stay where he is.
Did he say he wasn't going to?
No,
it's my opinion that he's not going to, because he's not a dumb individual.
Right. So
I think DeSantis should serve out his term as Florida governor, a very successful Florida governor, by the way, and build his war chest, and then take 2 years from 26 to 28, tour the country, build up his name recognition, build up his campaign money, and then run for the 28 nomination.
Really? So you don't think he should run in 2024, Saleen?
No, Trump's going to suck all the oxygen.
Do you want him to run in 2024?
DeSantis?
Yeah.
No. I am a resident of the great free state, no income tax state of Florida. And I selfishly want my governor to stay here and continue to make Florida great again.
Okay. Well, you could just get another Republican to fill his place in 2024.
Just because they got an R next to their name doesn't mean they're worth a shit.
Yeah, look at Charlie Crist.
Exactly.
Well, and not even that. I was actually going to point to Jeb Bush, but okay.
Jeb Bush, Charlie Crist, rose by any other name, etc.
Yeah. What about
Rhino piece of shit?
Yeah. What about Mitch McConnell? Yeah.
See, I think you're falling into the trap, Big Tube.
Well, what's the trap?
Just because they have a D or an R next to their name doesn't make them worth a damn.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I've
got my
problems with.
I was just trying to think of a Republican that wasn't worth a damn, but like Mitch McConnell.
I could name a half.
Mitch McConnell's on that list. McCarthy's on that list.
Romney.
Romney's on that list.
Collins, that stupid bimbo from Murkowski.
Yeah, I remember that that Mitt Romney got canceled, right? Yeah, he got canceled.
Romney's going to lose, right? Romney's going to lose in 24. He's out.
He got canceled by Trump, right?
Romney is going to get primary. He's not going to make it past the primary.
He got blacklisted by Trump, right?
To answer your question, for Billy Paul, it's coming very slowly. I got a lot of strengthening to do in these legs, and I start physical therapy tomorrow, so that should help.
I watched those videos of you walking. That was good.
Yeah, that was awesome, BBD. Yeah, you keep it up there, BBD.
I mean, it's been a long
proud
time
of you.
since you walked, BBD. So
yeah,
you got your right leg is gone, literally, and your left leg has no strength in it. So it's going to take a while.
Well, that bone too, where they cut, where they sawed my leg off. There's a residual bone there that the prosthetic constantly puts pressure on. So it bone's just like a muscle or anything else. It bruises easy. And it's sore as fuck. But it's just something I have to get used to. That's all.
My friend, I mentioned him a couple times. He died when he was 22 of cancer. They took his leg right at the hip. He said that was the most uncomfortable prosthetic imaginable.
God, I can imagine.
He almost never wore it. because it was so uncomfortable.
I don't know if you guys watch Survivor or not, but there's a girl on Survivor that's got a prosthetic, and she's still alive. They're down to like the final 7 or 8 now, and
No,
she
I
does.
haven't watched
challenge.
Survivor in a long time.
Got one
I
of those
watched the first.
blows.
I didn't
I
even
wa-
know it was still on.
I watched
Seen
the first few
blades of the
series, and then I
Olympian
was like,
girl? Last week she actually had to go across a 4-inch balance beam that was zigzag back and forth, and it took her. She was the last one to finally make it across, and she ended up winning the challenge. It almost made me tear up just thinking of what she'd been through and how hard it would be to try and walk a freaking balance beam with a prosthetic blade on the bottom of your foot.
But what are you trying to keep your weight down?
Yeah, I want to stay at or below 200.
Where are you now?
150, 155, 160 wasn't a good look.
Well, that's below 200.
That's well below 2. I would love to see one.
It's not where I'm at now. When I
And see-
weighed last week with my prosthetic on, which is about 10 pounds, I was 178.
So your prosthetic was 10 pounds, and how much was your what was your real leg?
One, I have no idea how much my real leg weighs. Probably not much because I've lost so much muscle mass on it. But I said 178. With the prosthetic, I was 188, which means basically I'm at 178 right now.
and see, that's what
That's
like y'all were talking about BMI a minute ago with Trump, and he's technically obese. That BMI chart that they have is the biggest load of crap I've ever seen.
It
Because
is.
according to
Bodybuilders.
according to it, I should be like 185. I would look like a damn scarecrow at 185.
Yeah, I always used to say I'd like to get down to 150, and I got close, and I mean,
That's why
wasn't a good look.
Yeah, that's why my goal's 200, and I'm good there.
Where do you at?
My doctor would like to see me at about 190. I said, well, I could show you a picture of me about 15 years ago.
Well, actually, I got down to 260, but I put 15 of it back on while my wife was pregnant, so I'm blaming her.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Well,
Kobe joke.
I started walking again, and my doctor has shifted around my medications. We're trying to keep me off of insulin, and the numbers are going down again. So hopefully the weight will start to come off too.
I'd like to hear an explanation from Albert Sancho, who says I should have never lost my leg. I agree with you. Okay, before you give me your answer, but I bet our reasons are different. So what is
please, Nate?
Oh, so somebody get Lou a tissue for his issue. His feelings are hurt.
I'll give you the link, Nate, but you got to say please.
The leg was not lost due to diabetes, Albert, and I knew that was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there
was lost due to infection.
Well, actually, not even. Eventually, it was because of infection. But the reason I had the whole foot problem to start with was a freak fucking accident at the hospital. Sometimes when I lay on my back, I cross my legs while I'm asleep. And one night while I was asleep, my right leg fell off of my left knee and slammed into the footboard of the hospital bed. And it put a big old knot on the top of my foot, broke some bones in there. And that's when it got infected, and that's what started the whole freaking process. Then when the doctor, well, plus I think that dumbass nurse, it was a male nurse that cut the thing open. He cut the knot open and was squeezing on it. I mean, like putting every ounce of body weight he could into squeezing on that thing, trying to get the pus out. And I think he broke even more bone in my foot. But then after that, the doctor just couldn't save it. So
No, Lou, you're absolutely right. That doesn't hurt your feelings, but the fact that he's going to go down as one of the greatest presidents ever That does hurt your feelings.
Depends on what you categorize as one of. What we're talking about when one of. Are we talking like top 10 or what?
My opinion, probably definitely top 5. He may even get in top 3. Who knows?
Top 5.
I would put him in top 3 behind Reagan.
9 hours and 46 minutes of remaining draw.
Reagan and
Wait, what are you talking about?
Lincoln.
Greatest presidents in the history of this great
Oh
country.
yeah, George Washington won.
Yeah, well, he's always default going to be number 1, just by default.
Yeah, how about
Reagan?
in me and Salene's lifetime?
Really? So you would put Trump ahead of Washington?
No, I didn't say that. I said by default.
I think you should put Mama Washington at number 1 because he was the one. He was the first president. He was the one who set the tone. So.
What do I care if he was impeached? Clinton was impeached and he still did a good job. So what?
He was the one who had to figure out what this whole president.
I could think of about 5 or 6 different ways that Pudd'nhead could be impeached.
Wait a minute, who's Pudd'nhead?
Our current traitor in chief. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was the only president who did not belong to a party. So.
It's cool.
Well, no, party affiliation really doesn't matter to me. I mean, you got dummies on both sides, but I had my hesitations about it at first. But to be honest with you, he kind of won me over. My reasoning for thinking that he would do a good job is to me, there's a lot to be said for a businessman as president versus a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. A businessman or a lawyer, or what about a general?
We had one of those.
Yep.
We've had several of those.
Yeah, I'm about to say we've had a few.
I meant in the modern era.
Like Grant.
Modern era.
Yeah, modern era. What, Eisenhower was the last one?
We've had Zachary Taylor.
No, I'm just talking about modern era. We've only had one general that didn't work out too good.
I could go on and on.
Well,
now, there does seem to be a trend, though, at least in the 20th century. You had a string of presidents that all saw action in the military and did a good job as president.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I gotta get something to drink.
Neo, all I have to do is fill out some paperwork from the government, and I'm off of it.
Well, why haven't you done that then?
Because I just drive everywhere I go. I'm just not that worried about it.
So why were you put on the no-fly list in the first place?
No clue. I mean, that's like saying, why did Ted Kennedy get put on the no-fly list? I mean, people just it's almost like they just grab people at random and put them on it.
And how did you find out that you were on the no-fly list?
We had looked into flying somewhere. Where was it?
I bet that was a shocker. You're looking to fly somewhere and you see you're on the no-fly list.
Wait a minute, I thought that was a joke. You're literally on the no-fly list?
But I'm afraid you're on the no-fly list.
I probably have been for years. It's just like I said, I don't fly anywhere. I drive wherever I go, so...
Driving's more fun.
I remember what it was. Me and my wife were looking into, she's always wanted to take a trip to Okinawa, Japan. And we were looking into that.
Oh,
Japan.
So, yeah.
If you ever get to Okinawa, you make sure you take care of that bastard Sato.
Well, that's pretty much exactly why she wants to go, because the same style of karate used in those Karate Kid movies is the same one that she's a 3rd-degree black belt in.
Oh, nice.
Wait, you mean
You think she'll be able to find
you
Tommy
mean
Villain?
the Cobra Kai? You mean?
Well, no, I said the original movies. But yeah, you can use that too.
Okay.
Like there was the dojo where she trained. They're actually Mr. Miyagi was a real person, and he looked nothing like Pat Morita.
What?
Probably sounded nothing like him either. It's the real
Probably
Pat Morita.
not.
Pat Morita's real voice was like as American as it gets. Almost Yankee-like.
Yeah, I remember him in Happy Days.
Yeah. Why did they, when they remade the Karate Kid with what's his name, Jaden Smith?
And
Jackie
Chan.
When it was about freaking kung fu, shouldn't it have been the kung fu kid?
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
It should have been, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised they didn't get canceled for calling it the Karate Kid.
I thought it was a pretty decent remake as remakes go.
Why would you get canceled for calling it the Karate?
Cultural appropriation.
Oh, I don't get. How is that cultural appropriation?
Well, the name of the movie is a Japanese title because karate is a Japanese word.
Karate is a Japanese thing, but they were learning kung fu.
And karate is not kung fu. Kung fu is not karate.
That's right. Yeah. What about Kung Fu Panda? Yeah.
I've never seen Kung Fu Panda, so I can't speak to it.
That's good because it's a kids show or kids movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it had my mom.
That's a good kid show.
My mom, Jack Black in it. Yeah, was the voice
Kung
of
Fu Panda makes me want to have noodles.
in
I
Kung
bet
Fu Panda.
I bet there's an awesome Chinese restaurant somewhere called Kung Fu Panda. There's
Guarantee
gotta
it.
be.
I thought it was Panda Express.
That's
There's also
that's not good
the
food.
Golden Panda.
I'm about to say I've had Panda Express once, and I was very underwhelmed.
You should have been. It's pretty much crap.
It is.
Well, I just assumed the one I ate at was bad because I know they're all over the place.
No, they're crap all over the place. I've been to Panda Expresses in multiple cities, and they're all crap.
Well, Hover Billy Paul, nobody else knows the rules because the rules change depending on the situation and the day of the week and which way the wind's blowing and
what color hair the person making the shit up has.
Yeah, well, and also whether or not that person is or isn't on their period or can have a period.
Men can have periods.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I thought that only the people in that culture that is being appropriated can decide if it's cultural appropriation.
I don't think anybody can. That's the point in America. It's a melting pot of all different kinds of cultures.
And most of the people screaming cultural appropriation tend to be rich white liberals anyway. So,
if you ever listen to a rap song, that's cultural appropriation. You're enjoying black culture.
And apparently, you're not allowed to do that, right? Well,
nope,
when
can't do it.
When we eat Mexican food, is that cultural appropriation?
Yes, it is.
Only
Absolutely.
if you enjoy it.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it, it's not.
No, well, if you don't enjoy it, you're racist.
What about
If you don't enjoy people enjoying it, then it's cultural appropriation.
What about an Italian restaurant that's made up of all Mexican cooks? That's got to be some kind of appropriation.
There's a Chinese restaurant in the town I live in full of Mexican cooks.
What?
Yeah, a lot of.
You know, if any of you ever heard of a celebrity chef named Anthony Bourdain?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Who's dead now. He worked at a French restaurant in New York. I believe it was called Le Halas or something like that. French restaurant, French food, all that. The entire kitchen staff was Hispanic, cooking high-end French food.
Sir, the term these days is Latinx. Get it right.
Fuck that. You're lucky I used the word Hispanic. Vic, what are you doing?
Nothing.
At least
You're
it's
making
not a bathroom.
That's a whole lot of noise for nothing.
I mean,
It's all right. There's a white cook at the hibachi place here where I go. I request not to have him. Oh, when I go there, I request it. Why not?
A white cook.
White guy can't build can't build an onion ring volcano as good as a Japanese guy.
wow.
I'm about to say, last time I went to a hibachi restaurant, I had a black cook. He made
Actually, technically, the word is supposed to be teppanyaki, not hibachi, but
whatever.
never mind. Just saying. I mean, if you want to be right.
I'm sticking with the vernacular I know, sir. I have enough trouble with the English language.
That's why it's the hardest language to learn.
I've heard that.
I thought
Because
English.
of all the slang we use and all the words that have 2 and 3 different meanings.
I thought English is the hardest. Well,
That's what he said, Nate.
That's what I said, Nate. See,
Well, I can't hear. I'm sorry.
Point.
Raj. Speaking of that, oh, there he is. Son of a bitch, I was just about to say, has anyone heard from Jesse in a while? And there he is.
There's Jesse. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, I burped and he appeared. Son of a bitch, I had magic burps.
Oh, Colby, is Albert Sancho going on about guns again? Yeah, well, he'll be all right. He's got as good a chance as getting mine versus anybody else.
So, Nate, what happens if Matt Rule turns Nebraska into a powerhouse again and Michigan goes back to sucking?
I guess I could do it. Well, I guess I'm a Nebraska fan. Then I don't know.
And so, should we just go ahead and start calling you Sleeta now and get it over with?
Well,
damn, that was messed up.
I had to. I couldn't help it.
Well, here's the difference, though. Nate's a 2-teamer versus Sleeta, who's like a 12-teamer.
Yeah, he's like I don't know. I might be the only person that gets Sleeta and his fucked up ways of rooting for teams. He's a Georgia person, so he wants all the Georgia teams to do. I'm a Tennessee person, and I hope fucking Vandy and Memphis never win another game, you know? That's just me.
Y'all don't play Memphis anymore. What do you care?
I hate them. They're a bunch of bitches. They canceled the basketball series because we started beating them. Penny Hardaway's a little bitch.
Ooh.
So if Florida plays, wait a minute. If Florida plays Memphis in the bowl game, you're going to root for the Gators?
I didn't say that.
The man has limits.
Well, you know what it is.
Yeah. I just not watch that game and check out the highlights later or something. I don't know.
You know what it is, Saleen. It's still some little bit of that grudge from back in, I think it was 96.
Peyton Manning. Yep.
Peyton Manning gave Tennessee their only loss ever in Memphis in football.
Yep. Were you old enough to see? Yeah, you were old enough to see that game, Slim.
I hadn't moved up here yet, but my the job I had in high school working at the dry cleaners that my mom worked at, the owner was a Memphis grad, and he had the front of the newspaper that had that clipped out of the newspaper and framed up in his office.
They lost that game in a way only Tennessee could lose a football game, and it was on a kick return. I think it was a kick return.
Yes, sir.
Had their guy tackled, or what we thought was tackled, and he was never down. He rolled over the back of our player and kept running.
I've seen that highlight, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And by the way,
I think was the final.
By the way, the great Peyton Manning
never beat Florida.
Never beat Florida. 0-4.
Yep, and you sick bastards hung him in effigy in 1995. Or was it 97? 95 and 97. I don't know.
Never beat Florida.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I mean, prime time's probably the greatest.
And he pimped Gatorade for the rest of his career.
Prime time's probably the greatest player to come out of Florida State, and he never beat Miami.
True. And I don't think prime time is all that.
Prime time was damn good. I ain't even gonna lie.
He's good, but I don't think he's worth all the hype that he gets. He's worth a lot of it, but not all of it.
Sport athlete. Those are few and far between.
Yeah.
You got to put him.
I think he's Jackson.
Hey, BBD, what's the most annoying fight song, except for the Tennessee? Sorry. What's the most annoying fight song in Tennessee, except for Tennessee? Like, is it Vandy more or Memphis?
I could not identify Vandy and Memphis fight song if you played them for me now.
I think the most annoying thing is Florida State's little.
Well, it's not really a fight song, but it is annoying as fuck. What's more annoying than Florida State doing it is like the Braves doing it, the Chiefs doing it.
Oh,
you got high school teams doing it. All those fake, bad, horrible imitations of it. But Alabama's got the most annoying fight song to me with Georgia.
That's true, but with White Tonto annoys me more than anything else.
White
Tonto annoys me more than anything in college football.
Oh, dude, I love White Tonto. No, I love White Tonto. Now, the actual Florida State mascot, they need to get a Seminole on that horse.
Yeah.
Okay, White Tonto, the way Lou does it is funny, but White Tonto riding out in the middle of that cheap-ass stadium on that old gray nag with a flaming toothpick, that bothers me.
What the horse ever do to you?
That's not White Tonto. That's the frat boy on the show pony.
Yeah.
He's a white guy he's a white guy. Now that's cultural appropriation. White guy dressed up and painted up as a Seminole Indian, riding around with a flaming toothpick, pretending to be an Indian on some old gray mare.
He's just as much Indian as Elizabeth Warren, so you watch your mouth.
By the way, Nate, I hope
more of an Indian than that guy. Come on, man.
I hope you realize this, Nate. Rocky Top is not Tennessee's fight song.
I know that. You said it before. I know.
No, but it's the worst song.
Is it called Run Down the Field? What is it called?
Is it called what?
Run Down the Field, Tennessee, or something like that? I don't know.
It's called Down. Shit, now you done made me forget. Down the field. Down the field.
I know. I knew it was something about down the field.
Well, at least it's not Rubber Rock and Run Down the Hill.
Yeah, that's true.
At least we don't rub that.
Best fight song in college football is a Florida Gator fight song.
Speaking of showing up with a horse, why doesn't Tennessee do the walking horse anymore?
They still do at the homecoming.
Actually, what happened to the
well, they used to do it at every game.
Not in my lifetime.
We used to have a live gator on the field for home games.
Hey, did you know that?
I'm old enough to have seen it.
Don't bring that up. You'll trigger Pigskin Pete if he's listening. He doesn't like animals at games.
Hey, did you know that? Sorry, Pete. That Wolverine, Michigan used to have. It's back in 1918, but it's like a long time ago. But I don't know why I know this, but it's probably from Wikipedia. But I was gonna say that Michigan used to have mascots, but they don't just use them. They don't use them anymore for some reason.
Yeah, my roommate was asking me about this weekend. Why doesn't Michigan have like a big furry Wolverine running around?
I know, right? I mean, I seen the mascot, but they don't bring it out in the field for some reason.
I know why. Because there's no Wolverines in Michigan, so it'd be cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd hate to run across a real Wolverine. Those fucking things are vicious.
Dude, I've seen stuff like National Geographic about them. Them ballsy little bastards, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll gnaw their own leg off to get out of a trap.
Thought that was Coyotes.
Wolverine is an appetizer for an alligator.
Shit, I'd take a Wolverine
Chow,
any
chow,
day.
baby.
Shit, what are you talking about? All those damn pet store snakes that have been let go in the Everglades are killing alligators. What are you talking about?
Pythons are.
Bring Smokey down to the swamp for me.
Oh, fuck that.
One time. Bring Smokey to the swamp.
Well, you don't have a real alligator, so that would be no match.
I'll bring him over to Lake Alice.
Nah, I'm good.
That's all right.
Time, boys.
See, Miami beat everybody to the punch because they didn't used to be the Hurricanes. They used to be the Warriors, and their emblem or whatever was the same. Looked almost exactly the same as the what is that? The Blackhawks used to have that Indian head as their emblem. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be Miami's up until the story I read was they were looking for something else anyway. But they changed it after the first game in the Orange Bowl was delayed due to a hurricane.
Oh, my God.
I did not know that, honestly.
Yep, they were the Warriors before that. But, I mean, you're going back to the late 1920s.
Oh, that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
To have a reminder maybe Hufferbilly Paul might know the answer to this. But I remember a story in the South Carolina Clemson rivalry where I think it happened in Columbia. A bunch of Clemson football players came to the game dressed as cheerleaders. And that's all I remember about the story. I'm sure somebody can look it up and see the whole story.
Way.
But it was a big prank that Clemson pulled, and it was evidently worked to perfection.
That sounds pretty funny. So they all pulled a Coach Coop and showed up.
Hey, I'll take it, Raj. Given our last 15 years, I'll take ranked number 1 for a week. Hell yeah! Look where we've been ranked for the last 15 years.
Miami keeps getting ranked, but I can't figure out why. Even I looked at the preseason polls and was like, "What are y'all smoking?"
As soon as we got ranked number 1, I was like, "Well, we're fucked." They just signed our death knell right there.
No, your death knell was when they welcomed back Paul Feinbaum with open arms.
90% of Tennessee fans still can't stand that bastard.
It should have been funny. You should have had a Tennessee fan wrap a chain around it and lock him in the coffin.
Should have thrown his ass in the Tennessee River through the goalpost.
I knew you were going to say that.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hey,
what's your favorite?
Share screen function.
Do what, Saleen?
I was going to share a screen for a second with something, and they took away the share screen function.
What the hell?
Okay,
when they do that,
it's not there anymore. Oh wait, there it is. Never mind.
It's called
dummy.
They hit it.
That's that Florida fucking degree at work for you.
God, Pizza Woman's on one today. What's your hate with the Blackhawks?
Uh-oh.
And then she was trying to badmouth Miami earlier, which, I mean, okay, whatever. Go ahead. Don't really care. Hell, I'm badmouthing Miami half the time.
Hopefully, Paul, look up Clemson football players dress up as cheerleaders, and that might be all you need. That might be all you need to Google for it to come up. Somebody told me about that way back at one of the Tennessee South Carolina games I went to.
Maybe that's when South Carolina started calling them taters.
I guess you can't see that, can you?
Well, I'm looking at the chat at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking. I see you sharing something. Oh, Warriors, come out to play. The greatest B-rated movie ever.
Hey, you know, like 30 Miami players called Brian Bosworth's room before Miami played Oklahoma and gave him that line from the Warriors because the Warriors was big at the time.
Well, you said Miami Warriors, so I thought that was kind of funny.
That's what they were way back in the day.
Do you know the dude that played Cyrus is a white guy?
Oh, now that's cultural appropriation.
I don't know how many of you guys have actually seen that movie, but Cyrus is the.
I've seen it so many times. Every time I see it gets funnier.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
DVD, remember when it came out way back when? Remember when it came out? No, the controversy and oh my God, the violence. I've seen more violence in a Disney movie. Come on.
I'm gonna take that baseball bat away from you and shove it up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
Can you dig it? Yeah.
Yes.
Great shit.
I used the Warriors. I doubt you remember, Saleen, back when they used to do these dumbass TTC awards at the end of the season, and they had me host it.
I missed that whole.
I used the Warriors as my stage or whatever, and I replaced me with Cyrus from the Warriors. It was pretty cool. It's the only one that got taken down for fucking copyright.
Sounds like a real black tie affair.
Yes.
And BVD showed up in an orange tie.
Yes.
I'd show up in a blue tie.
I need a checkerboard tie. But then I'd have to have a suit, so fuck that.
Oh, come on. Everybody should have a suit.
I think everybody should have an orange and white checkerboard suit at least.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that.
No, I would love to have an orange and white checkerboard suit for kindling.
Oh. Who do you hate worse, Florida State or Tennessee?
Florida State.
Yeah, he hates everybody.
Who do you hate worse, Florida State or Miami?
Florida State.
Damn.
His answer is going to be Florida State to everything there.
Who do you hate worse?
Let me save you a little bit of time here. If Florida was slated to only win one game an entire year, and I was the one that got to pick the one game they get to win, I'm picking the game against Florida State.
I got you.
You have to figure SaleenDriver is the one person walking the planet that would find something bad to say about Bobby Bowden.
I don't know. I could probably find a few things.
I mean, he's a good old boy. He was relatively inoffensive. I thought the last 10 or so years that he was the head coach, he was not really the coach. But, that's something between Florida State and, and the university and the coach. But okay. Lou is famous for this. He says the team he hates the most out of all the football teams, all the college football teams, it isn't Florida, it isn't Tennessee, it isn't Bama, it's always South Carolina. He said it a million times. He says it's South Carolina because he lives in Augusta. It's right on the border of South Carolina, and he has to hear it all the time about South Carolina. All the time he hears about it. Well,
what the hell does he have to hear? We suck.
I don't know. I'm just repeating what he said. I've never bothered to engage 4 or 5 brain cells to try and figure that out because it's not worth my effort. The point being that I grew up in Florida. I was born in Boston, but I grew up in Florida.
Damn Yankee.
I spent my entire life surrounded by 2 sets of fans, really. Because believe it or not, I don't know a lot of fans of the University of Miami. That's neither here nor there. The people I grew up with break down into Florida or Florida State. So I have to hear it all the time about Florida State. So it gets to the point where I hate Florida State because I have to hear, like this year, Florida State finally rose up and beat us. They rushed the field because they beat a 6-6 team with no defense. Woo! Woo!
Well, Florida State's not that good, so any wins really worth.
Well, the point being that for 3 years plus, I didn't hear a goddamn thing from any of them. And I'm related to a couple of Florida State fans. My cousins are Florida State fans. Didn't hear didn't hear bullshit from him. Nothing. Not a word from all my old high school classmates.
Is that why you and your sister don't get along? Did she go to Florida State?
No, she went to Brown.
Oh.
She was trained by the very best Marxists in the country, and she's a piece of shit. And my hatred for her is on a whole nother level from anyone from Florida.
Hey, that's your kin. Be nice.
That is your kin. That's terrible.
She ain't my kin. She is. She and I share a last name and genetic material, but she ain't my sister. She's a lowlife, and I don't want anything to do with her. And what she's if I had the ability to show you some of the emails she sent my parents about what she thought of me, you'd understand.
Well, no, not really, because I listen. There's a whole bunch of people in my family don't like me. That's like coming on here. There's a whole bunch of people don't like me, but I know it annoys them more that I keep showing up, so that's why I do it.
Well, I understand. But I have to hear from all these Florida State fans all the time, and that's why I want to beat Florida State every time we take the field, the basketball court, the baseball diamond, the softball diamond, the track and field. Whatever competition it is between Florida and Florida State, I want to beat Florida State every time because that shuts them up, especially football, obviously.
Well, I get it because I hated the hell out of Florida State in the 90s, too. That's all you heard about. Oh, this is year number 5,000 in a row. They're ranked in the top 4. They were like the Atlanta Braves of fucking college football. They were great every year. Never achieved anything until
one of the happiest years of college football in my life. Believe it or not, right up there with the first national championship and the second one and the third one, all that. One of the best things I ever saw and one of the best memories of college football I ever had was just a couple of years ago when Florida State rolled into the swamp with a 36-year bowl streak and a 41-year winning record streak, the longest streaks of both of those in the country. And we beat them. We beat them so bad they crawled out of the swamp. And we sent them home 5-7, no bowl, no winning record, crying in their beer. And I was the happiest I had been in 20 years.
Damn, I bet that was sweet.
That was beyond sweet. I celebrated for 2 days.
Now we know how South Carolina fans are feeling.
Yeah, right. Hell, there are Miami fans cheering about that because it broke Clemson's home game win streak. I'm like, y'all need to stop. That's just sad.
Well, they were closing in on your record, weren't they? Like 5 or 6 games or something?
No, they were still a couple of years from that.
Oh.
They hit 40. The closest one, Miami's home game win streak was 58. The closest one to it was Florida State, and Miami actually ended it in 2001. We beat them in Tallahassee for the first time in like a decade, and it ended their home game win streak.
Well, look at where they were headed, Billy Paul. They were what 6-4 when Florida beat the shit out of them, and it looked like they were going to be 6-5 and then 6-6. You know, every gambling man on the planet would have bet that they would have lost them last 2 games. And lo and behold,
I did that. I lost money on Tennessee. I had Tennessee picked to cover the spread in that game.
I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about that game.
Were you? Well, I wish you'd have told me so beforehand.
I mean, I wasn't so much worried that I thought we would probably win, but it would be closer than the experts thought. You know, because everybody all week long, even before the game, I heard I forget who it is on the SEC network. Oh, how many is Tennessee going to score tonight? 50? And the other guy said, no, 60. Like, damn. Right score, wrong team.
I'm not gonna be. I'll be completely honest. I wanted to see North Carolina versus Tennessee, and have them set the over and under for like 150.
It probably ended up being a fucking 20-17 game or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, the one game you're really looking for a shootout, and miraculously both defenses show up.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't know about a defense showing up. I haven't seen that in years.
Well, you showed up against South Carolina.
Only for half the game.
You held them to 6 points. That's the whole game.
Yeah. Okay. So we played half a game of defense against the Shamecocks and a whole game of defense against the Aggies. And then the whole rest of the year, no defense. And for 3 years prior, no defense.
Okay, really, you're starting a borderline on it doesn't matter what happens, you're not going to be happy. Todd Grantham has been gone for 5 minutes. You got what you want. Chill out.
Yeah, but the ghost of Todd Grantham is still there.
Oh,
His players
Jesus
are
Christ.
still there.
You crusty
Next year,
old
I'm hoping we
motherfucker.
play Huh?
I said, you crusty old like I said, nothing will make you happy.
Yes, it will make me happy when Florida starts playing defense like they're supposed to, which I believe will be next year when more players of Napiers and less players of Lardasses are on the field. That will make me happy. And I will be the first person to come in here and say, Florida's playing defense again. I'm happy. If we had played defense for 2 series, we could have beaten Florida State. We could have beaten Tennessee, and we could have beaten, well, we should have beaten Vandy regardless. But defense, a couple of series during each of those games, we would be sitting at 9-3 instead of 6-6. All we had to do was play defense for a couple of series per game and do it and stop them, and we didn't do it.
Hell, you did
Sweet.
stop
Oh,
them.
right.
What more did you want? You had a fucking onside kick recovered. You guys had everything set up to pull the typical Florida versus Tennessee game, and you couldn't get it done.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Couldn't get it done. We couldn't get it done because we didn't play defense.
Stopped us when they needed to.
Hey, Saleen, you going to come up to the swamp in 24? I'm getting a group. It's turning into a group of people to go to the Miami, Florida game in the swamp in 24.
I wouldn't hate the idea. Now that I have the ability to travel again.
Yeah, I'm going to need a Florida man to have my back because, boy, there's some Florida fans out there that hate me.
They'll throw balloons filled with piss on your car for sure.
I'm not taking my truck.
I'm not taking my Saleen, even though it's got Florida plates on it. I ain't taking that thing up there.
I'll take my wife's car.
I'll take my Hyundai.
I'll take my. Never mind.
Your Hyundai's gone, sir. Your daughter's claimed it. That you might as well kiss that car goodbye. You'll never see it again.
Actually,
well, you know what? She drives a Ford Fusion, which is actually a very good-looking car. Yeah. I wouldn't hate driving that car all the time. It just needs the bumper and the hood need to be repainted, and the windows tinted, and it would make a perfectly fine car for me.
Go buy you an old beater car and paint a big target on the hood with a sign that says "Throw piss balloons here."
It's got Florida plates on it, sir.
Well, that's okay. They won't see them till after you're gone by them and they've thrown the balloons.
Yeah, well, you said your Hyundai's
Battle Angel made it out of Target in one piece. Congratulations, dear.
You said your Hyundai's up in Tampa. That thing's liable to be on the outskirts of Ybor City on blocks within 2 weeks.
Not with my kid, no. No. You don't know my kid. She doesn't like she'd been to Ybor a couple of times. She said she didn't like it. Too crowded.
What? Ybor City's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, but she doesn't like crowds. And she's got a boyfriend, so go bar hopping really doesn't appeal to her.
I mean, that's the time to go, but okay.
Shut up, Raj. Putz. No, she. I'll get my Hyundai back as soon as we get her car fixed. So I'm kind of surprised that a specialist can't get this done quicker. It's kind of annoying.
What are you talking about? We took my wife's car to the dealership, and it took them 3 hours to replace the battery.
No, this didn't go to the dealership. This car is a 2013. It's not going to the dealership. Its transmission was giving me problems, so I went
Hello
to
there.
Amco.
Well, hello there.
You scared me, Vic. I was sitting there reading the comments, and he just popped. Hello there.
Good morning in that. Yeah. Well, at least he's not in the bathroom.
Obi-Wan VicTube over here.
That's right.
God dang it.
You guys enjoy the rest of your stream and the rest of your Wednesday. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
Coming over a big ball of data. Good luck on your therapy. The big ball daddy, my friend. Have you seen that leg of his? That thing is fancy. You gotta admit that's fancy.
I still think he needs to get the whole foot orange when he was talking.
Okay.
They put the power
First of
T
all,
right on.
Jesse, the car came with tinted windows. I didn't tint.
I don't get it. What is having tinted windows have to do with being Jewish?
I have
it's got a
no
lot
idea.
to do with it.
I'm sure he's got a perfectly reasonable, non-prejudicial explanation for that, but I have no idea.
Just ask Kanye. He'll explain it to you.
Kanye's an anti-Semitist. Or so
I think
I've
it has
heard.
something to do with
Or
diamond
so I've
works.
heard anyway. I mean, I don't know Kanye personally, but I just heard.
I think he's
other
screwed up in
people
the
say
head.
about
You
him.
can't really. I think
I've
he's
heard-
screwed up in the head. You
I've
can't
heard
really
what other
trust.
people have said about him, but
Kanye, the best thing Kanye could do for himself is to lock
Shut
himself into a room for the rest of his life and not speak.
What was that line from the Green Mile? I think that boy's cheese slid off his cracker.
That's about right. I think that boy is a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal.
Well, even though she talked bad about my team, Nate.
His cornbread. I think his cornbread isn't cooked in the middle all the way.
Nate, even though she talked bad about my team, Pizza Woman wanted the message passed along. Congratulations from her on beating Ohio State.
Yeah, good job on beating Ohio State. Yeah, on behalf.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, on behalf of all of us, thank you.
Ken Spear is here checking in from Pittsburgh as usual. One of my watch buddies.
Pittsburgh. I just left from up there. I was up there this morning. Well, almost
where
Pittsburgh.
You
I'm somewhere between Cincinnati and Louisville. Where exactly, I can't tell you.
You heading for home or?
Yeah, I'm headed back. Well, I was in Pittsburgh this morning, so I mean, obviously, I was in Clairton, Pennsylvania this morning.
Cool.
Yeah, not really. Ain't nothing to see there.
Well, you see more of the country than I do. That's for damn sure.
Who's facing charges?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Rick Sanchez says facing charges.
I'm not facing any charges.
Yeah,
I'm completely legal.
Said that with no context.
That's
me.
typical for Rick Sanchez, but
I got all my paperwork and all of my permits are up to date. I'm good.
Jalen Kitna? Isn't that Florida's backup quarterback? What's he got to do with anything?
Jalen Kitna.
Yeah, that is. That's Florida's backup quarterback. Maybe he's the one facing charges.
I thought Florida's backup quarterback transferred.
No, one of our backup quarterbacks transferred.
Emory Jones.
Yeah, he's in Arizona or Arizona State.
And also lost Carlos Wilson.
Oh.
Florida State just had I think a corner enter the portal.
I think he plays for Syracuse now.
Fish and Football says got arrested for something. Who got arrested?
Jalen Kitna. From what Rick Sanchez is saying, he had some old kitty images, apparently.
Oh, well, that ain't particularly brilliant.
No.
Wait, who did? Never mind. It's not.
Well, I like you, Rick. I'm not sure how much of a reliable source you are, though.
Did you say Fish and Football?
Syracuse now. Let's see.
Well, let's take a look here. UF quarterback Jalen Kitna, John Kitna's son, arrested for possession of something.
What the hell?
Hang on, it's TMZ story.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a damn reliable source.
John Kitna's son, Jalen Kitna, arrested for possession of child porn.
Ooh,
oops,
not good. Well, my sincerest apologies.
Suspended him.
My sincerest apologies, Mr. Sanchez. I'll never doubt you again.
Okay, so Gators suspended him indefinitely, which obviously he should. Spokesperson for Gainesville Police Department tells TMZ Sports Jalen Kitna was booked on 5 separate charges: 2 counts of distribution of child exploitation, 3 counts of possession of child porn.
Ouchie.
Okay.
Oh, well. He was booked in jail
Jesse,
about 3:20 p.m.
He said, was he running a ring with Dabo's brother?
Yeah, when Dabo's brother caught doing that, right?
Well,
boom.
So much for him.
Yeah.
Now he's done.
Boom.
That's the end of his life right there.
Pretty much.
It was on YLIO.
So now Florida has no backup quarterback that I know of. Wait a minute. Didn't they have they had a guy transfer in from Ohio State, but I don't know what happened to him.
Oh,
I think he was injured.
Yeah,
you can have.
I think he transferred. Yeah.
You can have Jake Garcia if you want him.
No, thanks. We'll pass on that. Thank you very much. Yep. The season is over. Jalen Kitna. F. Fletcher, too. Aloha to you too, sir.
I'm fixing to email that to
it's YCIO. Your career is over.
Yeah, no, it's YLIO. Your life is over.
I'm fixing to email that to Lou so he can make a video on that pronto.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Don't really bother me, Don. I mean, he played a couple of games. Woohoo!
It actually didn't look bad for that few plays. Anthony Richardson got knocked out of the Florida State game.
Yeah. I mean, he had talent, I guess, but now we'll never know because, he's gonna be playing. He's gonna be hanging out with Bubba and company.
Well, here's the bad thing. Even if it turns out to be BS, his career's over anyway. I mean, even if he ends up getting acquitted for whatever reason, most people's careers never recover.
Where do I go to get my reputation back?
Right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, well.
Oh, Jack Miller?
Who's Jack Miller?
He's the transfer from Ohio State to Florida.
Oh, okay. I was trying to think of his name. I thought he was hurt all year. That's why he wasn't on the roster.
Florida State just got a transfer from Ohio State, too.
Well, I bet you Travis heads to the National Felons League.
I don't know. I don't think Jordan Travis has got an NFL future.
Well, I don't think Anthony Richardson's got an NFL future, and yet he's being talked about as a coveted draft pick.
Yeah, he'll make a great running back or wide receiver.
Anthony
He ain't no quarterback.
No.
He ain't no damn quarterback. He's Trayon Harris 2.0. He ain't no quarterback. He's a running back with small shoulder pads.
Trayon.
Raj. If Anthony Richardson is an NFL quarterback, then I'm a neurosurgeon. All right. Anthony Richardson in the NFL. The NFL and Anthony Richardson deserve each other. Yeah, but I tell you something. As a Florida fan, it wouldn't break my heart to see him leave the team.
Well, there's a couple people I'm not sad to see leave.
I don't think he's a very good quarterback. I really don't.
Well, I don't think anybody thinks he's a very good quarterback, but he is a very good athlete, so he'll probably still have an NFL future.
Yeah, but not as a quarterback. He's a punt returner. He's a kickoff returner. He's a running back, maybe.
Well, he's not a returner, but and you know what? Guess what? Guess what's not on your paycheck from the team? What position you are.
True.
I don't think it really fucking matters, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, some positions might get paid more than others, like quarterbacks. But
well,
wide receivers getting paid a whole lot these days.
That's right.
If AR-15 seriously wants to be in the No Fun League, but like I said, he needs to stay for another year or two until he graduates. After he graduates, he needs to shave his beard, shave his head, get plastic surgery, and roll back in Gainesville as Rich Anthonyson and play another 4 years in Gainesville because he sure is
going to be what position should he play then?
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that wholeheartedly. Have Anthony Richardson at quarterback at Florida for the next 7 years.
Well, by the time that rolls around, Slim, he might actually get decent.
Well, he ain't gonna be decent 24.
Right, except you don't want him to actually do that. You want him to just go ahead.
No, I don't actually want him to be there.
So who's gonna be?
Rick Sanchez made a good point for once in his life, proving the old adage that even a broken watch is right twice a day.
So who is Florida's quarterback going to be next year?
Probably Richardson. I don't think he's leaving.
No. If he leaves, who will be Florida's quarterback?
But Sanchez says that Felipe Franks has a job in the No Fun League, and if Felipe Franks got a on a roster, then I guess AR-15 probably could.
No, I just meant what I wanted to know was who will be Florida's quarterback next year if it's not Anthony Richardson.
Well, it'll either be Miller or somebody that they get out of the transfer portal.
Pizza Woman, he lost me when he started with the Nick Saban to West Virginia crap. I kind of tuned him out ever since.
Golden Blue Dude said that Saban might go to West Virginia for his.
Well, he was making an argument for Nick Saban to go to West Virginia. Yeah,
he doesn't really think that. But
I don't think
I'm
Nick
sure
Saban.
That Golden Blue Dude would be happy to have Saban at West Virginia, but
I don't think Nick Saban hates himself that much.
I think Nick Saban will hang around for a few more years at Alabama and then go play golf.
Right.
I actually think Brandon Pratt's got a pretty good idea. Anthony Richardson would probably make a hell of a tight end. I mean, if he can catch, he's big enough to be able to block. That's actually not a bad idea.
Just like Tim Tebow made a great tight end, right?
Tebow probably would have. I ain't even gonna lie. He probably would have.
He couldn't get on the Jaguars. I mean,
Yeah, but look how long he was out of football. He never had a chance.
He couldn't get on the Jaguars roster last year, and plus he was, he just couldn't get the blocking right. I guess that was the thing. Is that
yeah, but look how long he was out of the league. There was no way he was going to make.
He didn't make the team because he couldn't block. He could, run the routes. He could, catch the ball. But
you say that, Saleen,
but he couldn't block, and that's why he didn't make the team.
Saleen, you say that. I mean, I've seen the clips of T.O. down there working out at Jackson State with some of their corners. T.O. still got it. Now, granted, yeah, it's against college kids, but whatever. T.O. still got it.
T.O.
I think T.O. did the right thing. He retired. A lot of money.
Who is
he's young? He's relatively healthy.
Who is T.O.?
Terrell Owens.
Oh, okay.
Well, he had no choice but to retire, Saleen. Wasn't nobody else going to put up with his shenanigans?
Yeah, but he retired with a buttload of money, and more importantly, he was healthy. He didn't take a beating.
He was physically healthy. We're not going to get into
mentally. He's a mess. It's like everyone was saying, like, why did Barry Sanders retire? Why did Barry Sanders retire? Obviously, why Barry Sanders retired. He wasn't going to go anywhere. He was too old to go anywhere else. He wasn't going to win anything at Detroit. He had plenty of money. He was still relatively healthy. He had nothing left that he was going to realistically achieve. Go home.
He had nothing left to do. It's a good time to get out.
Babies, raise children, barbecue in the backyard. Have fun.
No, I didn't see that, Rick, but I did hear about it. I need to look it up.
Yeah, kind of like what Brady should have done. Man.
Brady should have retired after that last Super Bowl win.
Yeah, he should have.
I'm out.
Well, I'm not going to say. I wouldn't say that because they made it to the divisional round of the playoffs, and the only reason they lost. Their entire secondary was out injured.
Okay.
I mean, they were having to pick up. Oh shit, what's his name? He played for the Seahawks. Was part of the Legion of Boom. That corner.
No.
Right. Well, what about the things that he lost? Off the field. I guess
was it Shaquille Griffin?
Personal
Sherman,
life.
Richard Sherman. That's what I'm thinking of.
It was for private life reasons.
Well, that was after last season, Vic. So I mean, that was a good argument for him retiring last season.
I like the way Ray Bork did it. He put in 20-odd years in the NHL. He set records. He did everything he needed to do except win a Stanley Cup. He got traded to Colorado, won the Cup in 7 games. I think it was 7 games over Jersey, and retired.
Okay, I guess I don't know who that is because he was
hockey. It's hockey.
A hockey player. Yeah, that's why. That's why I've never heard of him because he's a hockey
player. But almost nobody goes out on top. It almost never happens.
But Brady had the opportunity to do it, and he didn't, and now his legacy is being injured.
Not really. They're gonna. What are you talking about? They're gonna make the playoffs this year.
They ain't gonna win the Super Bowl this year. Not with that team.
If we can get a wide receiver to catch a ball, and
we got an offensive line to block. That would be nice.
Well, they're all out injured. That's the thing. They lost their starting center in training camp.
Right. They might make the playoff. Well, they probably will make the playoffs, but they're not going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, they're absolutely making the playoffs. They're winning the division.
Yes, I know.
Oh no.
At 5 and 6.
Status is unknown.
Hey, whatever.
Hey, the only reason I know these things is because I live in Sarasota. I watch the local Tampa stations for news, and
I'll say this.
talk about the Bucks. Talk about the Bucks.
And I've made the same statement every year Tom Brady's been there. They're gonna make the playoffs. Who's ballsy enough to put money against Tom Brady in the playoffs?
Me, I will.
You might, and this year you might be right. I wouldn't doubt it. But over the past 20 odd years, you would have lost more than you won.
You would have.
No, that's true. But now
won.
Now I'm going to win money.
You would have won last year, but
well, they went 1-1 in the playoffs last year.
okay, exactly.
And hell, it was the only reason they lost the game was a blown coverage.
You also would have won in 2019 also. But
How? They didn't make the playoffs.
no, they did. They did. Yeah, the Patriots made the playoffs. They got eliminated in.
Oh, you're talking about the Patriots. Okay.
You said Tom Brady. You didn't. Yeah, you said Tom Brady. So you said.
Yeah, he is, Brandon.
Who's gonna put
anyway,
put money on Tom Brady not win the
It's
Super
5 o'clock now, and I got to wrap
when he
up.
reaches the playoffs.
No, I didn't say that,
Listen,
Vic. All I said is put money against Brady in the playoffs.
That's right.
He's won more playoff
Right.
games than anybody in history.
Oh, okay.
All right, see you, Saleen. Have a good day. Y'all.
Okay. I thought you meant to win the Super Bowl. Okay.
Well, no, that'd be crazy.
Well, we should pick this up next Wednesday. Let's see if Tampa can get to 6 and 6.
Whee!
But
Well, hell,
right
they got
now
to 5 and 5.
Right now it's 5 o'clock, and I gotta go.
Nah, the Falcons are winning this division.
I don't
Yeah,
even give a shit. It's
Falcons are winning. The Falcons are gonna be
Pro Diva
finish 8 and
Millionaire
9.
Hate America football, and I don't care.
The Falcons are going to be 8 and 9. The Bucks are going to be 8 and 9, but the Falcons will.
We've already beat the Falcons, Vic.
The Falcons would have the tiebreaker. It says we will have won the second game. I'm predicting that we will beat the Steelers, the Saints, and the Buccaneers, and we will lose to the Ravens and the Cardinals. We're going to finish at 8 and 9. And we'll have the tiebreaker. So
We've already beat you, Vic.
yeah, I know, but we will have beaten you in the second game.
So that would make us even. That wouldn't give you a tiebreaker.
Let's see. Well, if they both had the same overall record, it would go to the team that won the second game.
No, it doesn't matter which one you win. They're 1-1 against each other. If it works out in your scenario.
Okay, then who wins? Then who wins the NFC South in that? Tampa
scenario? Does.
Why?
You know what? Because Tom Brady. That's why.
Well,
y'all have a good one.
No. No. What I was saying is true. Is that they both have the same overall record, in division. The tiebreaker would go to the team that won the second game.
Vic, he left.
That's just a fact.
He left, Vic.
We'll
see what happens.
It doesn't have anything to do with Tom Brady.
Play out over the next couple of months.
There's not a committee deciding who makes the playoffs. It's all decided mathematically. What?
I gotta go.
Okay.
Jump off.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping by, man. Committed Atlanta Falcon fan. That is for sure. I gotta go, guys. Been a good 2-hour stream for me. Yeah, I felt like I was held hostage for a little bit, but that's okay. I'll let them go because they're two good guys who like two pro teams that I could give a shit about. Anyway, We'll do it all again next Wednesday for episode 114 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, SaleenDriver, who hosts the show about nothing in particular. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Try and stay out of the stores if you can. If you can't, good luck to you. Mazel tov. See ya.